Did Clive deserve to make it in Tekken 8? I want to say he did, honestly, because it just makes sense for them to add him. Now, I know you're going to say, they should have added Tifa, Baki, Yujiro, Oma, whoever, and any other fighter or whatever, anything like that. I understand exactly what you're saying and coming from, but I think the thing is why it makes so much sense to me, and I even called it in the Game Awards video, why I think it's not going to be Tifa and going to be Clive, is because it matches up. It matches up with just Tekken histories, in a sense, with the previous game, why it's the newest iteration of Final Fantasy, so it would be probably next in line. It just makes the most sense. And Soul Calibur character making it into Tekken, again, that's pretty cool, because I'm going to be honest with you, we're not going to know that Soul Calibur for like 5 years. It's not going to happen for a very, very long time, since the newest one failed, relatively. So, I think that him making it, I understand why people don't want him to be in this game. It's because, he has all this crazy stuff. Who is Clive? This and stuff, blah, 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 blah. And he's just going to be Noctis again, or whatever. I can understand that to a certain degree, but I actually do think he fits Tekken, at least this game specifically. Would I say he would fit in the previous Tekken 7? No. But this game with the heat system, it makes sense, actually, to me. Now, I'm not going to make the argument where it's like, ooh, Yoshimitsu has a sword, so, Clive can make it in the game. So it's like, no. Yoshimitsu's a staple character. If we're being real here, he doesn't really use a sword like that. He uses mainly like the handle, if we're being honest. Like, he sweeps you sometimes, he does the jump goofy thing or whatever, but if this was Soul Calibur, it'd be a different ballpark. He actually uses a sword in that game. In Tekken, he doesn't really use it too often. Like, he kicks mainly more, I feel, compared to using the sword, honestly, so that's a bit different. And he's a legacy. It makes sense for him. Like, this is a Tekken staple, right? And the same can be said also for Konimitsu as well, which, she has like a blade or whatever, but she actually throws hands, kicks and stuff like that. She does a little bit in ninjutsu, but, there's a little craziness in Tekken, so that's in the normal, somewhat, in a sense. That's in the normal. And she doesn't really use the blade too often as well, same as Yoshimitsu. Now, this is where you can make an argument potentially here, right here, which with Victor has a sword, a gun, and a knife. Now, Victor does a little bit of CQC. Sometimes he does a few jabs, here and there. But at the end of the day, he is going to use that sword. He is going to use that gun. And he certainly is going to use that knife. And I think that's the big difference here with Tekken 8 is that it's not really a martial arts game anymore, I want to say. At least in my opinion. Like, you might disagree on that. Like, yeah, people still do martial arts stuff. They're just doing crazy stuff. They're just getting, EXs and stuff like that. Mid power ups and stuff like that. People are trying to devil, so they already did that. But everybody else is doing some crazy stuff too. That's why I'm like, it's getting more crazier each game, and that's why I think that for Clive to make it in the game, it makes sense because the game's getting crazier. Like, this is not a martial arts game anymore, fellers. Like, I understand people want martial art characters. I do too. Like I said, a big person for me, honestly, from anime. Like, I really don't really care about Baki like that as much as I used to anymore. I really prefer Oma in the game. I think he would make way more sense with the heat system, especially with his life advance farm. So I'm like, yeah, that would be awesome, sick. But Clive making it, I'm not mad because I can understand it. I see why they're doing it because the series is going into a different direction. Now, if you like that direction or not, that's neither here nor there. But I feel as if Clive definitely does fit the direction that the series is going into, honestly, because a lot of crazy stuff's happening in gameplay and in-game. Story, we're not talking about that because it doesn't matter. We're just talking about gameplay specifically. And judging by how Noctis was, Noctis did not feel like he fit in Tekken, like, at all. Tekken 7, no, he didn't fit. He was really a Soul Calibur Soul Calibur character that made it in Tekken game. Now, Clive, again, this is the same blueprint, essentially. It is a Soul Calibur character making it into a Tekken game. But the Tekken game is a bit more... How do I put this? It's really different. It's not like the older Tekken games. It's very, very, very odd. Like, with the heat system and how the game is played, it's very, very different. It's not as Tekken-y, I guess you could say. It's not like how you should have played. Like, if you play Tekken 7 or Tekken 6 and you play Tekken 8, you're like, whoa, this is an entirely different game. Like, you feel it. Like, the jump is very, very big compared. So I feel as if Clive making it, because of how big the jump is with this game and the direction it's going, how the mechanics work, how crazy characters are, because characters are crazy. You cannot, I don't care what you say. As soon as Nina pull out the pistols, no, dude, no. So I just feel as if that makes a lot more sense for him to fit in. So, do I hate it? No, I actually do like Clive as a character. Like Final Fantasy 16, I think it's an amazing game. Played it, beat all the DLCs. I think he's an awesome character. Do I think he fits in Tekken 8? Yes. Do I think he fits in Tekken 7, 6, 5, all the way lower? No, not at all. The only reason why I think he fits in this game is because of the system. The system and how it's played and how things are going and how everybody's doing crazy stuff and like a lot of crazy flashes are going on the screen. Yes. And what do you mean crazy flashes? Dude, have you seen the heat system? Have you seen rage arts and all that stuff? He kind of just fits in the system, dude, just because of just how the game is, man. And if that's a bad thing or good thing, like I said, it's up to you, but that's just what we have right now for Tekken 8. That's just what the game is. So do I here's the thing too. Do I see another character like him showing up ever again? No. But we don't know because the characters that are already in development are already in development right now. Whatever you think, oh, they should have this character, they're already probably scheduled in for like the guest characters or whoever is going to be added. So it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. I think they're just going to do one guest character next time again, but I don't think it's going to be a character like Clive. It's either going to be an anime character per se or another fighting game character. I think that is probably what's going to happen now. So Tifa ever showing up, probably a bit lowered, honestly, because they already have another Final Fantasy character in the game. Now, if they do have Tifa, well, then, you know, people be, yeah, we got her. But I generally think they're probably just going to go to a different fighting game character, honestly, at this point, because that just makes the most sense. Now, when it comes down to people liking Clive, it's really just a 50-50. Some people do, some people don't. You don't hate on people that do like Clive being added to, you know, Tekken 8, because, you know, if the character they wanted, the character they wanted. Now, if you don't like him, it's okay to freely talk about that you didn't like him. That's fine. But just don't attack people about it, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's not that deep. We still have probably, like, I want to say 4 seasons of Tekken left, or 5, right? This game's going to last for a very long time. That's a lot of years. So, everything's going to be okay. The OG characters are probably going to come back. Potential of Ogre coming back and stuff like that is possible as well. You know, Miguel and all that stuff, they're probably going to come back. Julia and all them. So, there's no need to worry. The only characters I don't think that are like OGs are probably not going to make it is Ganryu. Bro, y'all wasted time with that. And Lei, y'all wanted him back. Like, man, he's a staple. We need him back. Blah, blah. And then no one used him. So, I'm going to be clear about that. Those two are probably not coming back ever again. So, yeah, that's how I feel about that when it comes to the characters returning. How I feel about Clive, like I said, I like him. I like Final Fantasy 16, so I'm fine with it. You know, I didn't have a problem with it because it makes sense just with the system and the direction of the game. Makes sense to me. But that is pretty much the end of the video, and I hope you guys liked the video or maybe even subscribed. I appreciate you if you did. If you did, that's cool. Either way, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section on if you agree with my statements or not, or just like, you know, just for the conversation, like what do you guys think about Clive making the game. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day, a great night, a great noon, or whatever time period you guys have it, man, and I'll see you guys in the next video.